glad you're here. This is episode 1 of the Let's Chat podcast, and I thought that we could talk about something that is really close to my heart right now, just based on my own experiences, and that is the good, the bad, and the ugly of social media. Now, I know all of you are thinking, hold on, you're on social media all the time. What are you talking about? There's good, there's bad, there's ugly. Well, I know you know what I'm talking about. And I thought we could kind of cover those 3 sections and talk about how we each have a responsibility to do better online to help make a safe space for everyone. Let's just get into the good stuff. Social media is such a good thing. I am not saying that it's a bad thing. There are bad parts of it, but overall, social media is so great. You can literally make a connection with anyone. Like, you get on Instagram, you scroll, you find new feeds every single day of people that you choose to connect with, that inspire you, that motivate you, that help you become a better person. And I think that that is so amazing. We live in a world where it's so easy right now to have access to find brands and new accounts that relate to us, that help empower us to be better. And it's also a super fun way to share and document your life forever in a way that's never been done before. Now, I know all my 90s babies remember scrapbooks, the digital like snap and develop print, like that was in journals, like that was the way we would record our life. And if anything ever happened to a journal, a scrapbook, a yearbook, a home video on like a VHS tape, it was gone forever. But with social media, once it's out there, it's always out there forever. That is so powerful and such a really awesome way that we have access to right now that no other generation before us has really ever had like the ability to do, you know. And I think that's so great. I think what's important to remember though, as we're making these connections with new bloggers, new brands, new accounts, we really need to be mindful of how we're using these really great connections to support and uplift the people we follow. If you follow a small business, it's really important to use that connection with that small business to support them, like their stuff, share their stuff, repost it to your stories. If you have the means, buy from their store. You can use your platform in a really good way to stand up for small businesses who maybe don't have the exposure they need yet, or stand up for groups of people who are underrepresented and ask for the brands to start being more diverse. You know, there's a lot of groups of people who still don't see themselves represented on social media in a way that's like mainstream. And I think what's really good about us having access to making things go viral is if you see a creator who is so like underhyped, you can hype them up. You can tag big brands that you love that you think would be perfect for them to work with. You know, all of these are good things. We all have a responsibility to not only use our social media in a way that feels good for us, but to also use it in a way that is good for others. Again, they're just my thoughts on some really good things about social media. Now, with all those good things, all that exposure, all that easy connection, all those brands and new accounts and things that we can find, there's some, I'm not, bad is a subjective term here, but there's a bad part to that, especially with Instagram. Let's talk about Instagram for a second. I cannot tell you guys how easy it is to get stuck scrolling through your feed and you find, you know, some account or blogger or brand that you are just like, oh man, that's really beautiful. And then the more you look at it, the more you start to compare your beautiful to that beautiful. And that's the comparison trap, my friend. We are surrounded by so much beautiful works of art all day, at any time of the day, at the touch of our fingertips. It is so easy to get stuck in that comparison trap where you start comparing yourself to all of these people on social media. And aside from that, the next piece that I think is really bad is the mindless scrolling and time suck that can happen. Now, I used to be on TikTok, and if you guys want to know why I am having a little break from TikTok right now, hop on over to my IGTV at Brooke_Cheney. See a little bit about my experience there, and we're going to talk about it later. But y'all, I literally could waste hours just scrolling away, and then I would look up and be like, oh my gosh, I have literally been sitting here for an hour or 2 hours when I had, other things that I needed to do, like make dinner, exercise, take time for myself to just disconnect from, the world. Truly, it's so easy to get stuck scrolling and comparing yourself all the time. It can really, distract you from the reality you live in, and that's not always a good thing. I think that important to remember as we're scrolling and getting sucked in, that what you're seeing online is only the most perfectly captured slice of someone's reality. It's the highlight reel, right? And your highlight reel might not always look like someone else's highlight reel, and I think that can be really misleading if you think that these little snaps of everyone's like perfectly perfect life, that's how their life always is. Like, I think that's super misleading, and I feel like we all have a responsibility online to recognize that what we're seeing on the internet isn't always real life. Like, it is real life, but it's only a capture of a moment in someone's real life. And I think we need to recognize that before we start comparing our version of reality to someone else's curated version of reality. You can make stuff look so good on social media when in fact life might not be that great. So just bear that in mind. If you find yourself comparing yourself to other influencers or accounts, just remember that everything you see on the internet is put through a lens, right? It's not always real. It is real, but it's a slice of real. It's not, you can take a really pretty picture where you're smiling and you're happy. Maybe, you're with your boyfriend or husband or partner or whatever, and then like 0.2 seconds later after you post it, like, you could be fighting, or you guys could actually be going through a separation, or whatever it may be. It's just a moment in time that we have taken to share share our high points of life. Okay. And aside from that, if you find yourself scrolling a lot on the internet and getting really sucked in, I highly recommend setting time limits on your phone to limit the amount of time you allow yourself to spend on apps. Or if you don't know how to do that, or you don't want to do that, I really recommend setting a timer, like a physical timer on your phone. Say you want to give yourself 15 to 30 minutes to check on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, like that section of time to check those 4 apps, or YouTube, or whatever. Set that timer, and then when that timer goes off, hold yourself responsible to clear out of whatever it is you're looking at. Or physically delete the app from your phone, and when you decide you want to go look at something, you have to physically re-download it to go find what you're looking for. Now, I know that's really extreme, but that can really help limit your time that you're wasting on social media. Okay, so those are some good things. Those are some bad things. Again, remember, good things. We can make connections with literally anyone. We have really easy access to find brands and new accounts. We have a fun way to share and document our life that's in one easy place forever. Bad things, comparison trap, mindless scrolling, and a time suck. Okay, we've covered that. Now I want to talk about the ugly, and this is something that rings true hits home for me. And that is how easy it is to bully on social media in this day and age. And that is not okay. People can hide behind their keyboards really easily right now with little to no consequence. In my almost 27 years of life, I have never seen a more volatile place online than I have in this period of time where we've all been stuck at home. Everyone is cooped up, everyone is feeling stress and anxiety and boredom, and some people turn those feelings into productive measures, and then some people decide that they're going to take those feelings that they don't know how to handle themselves and push that out onto other people by means of hate. And let me be clear, I'm not saying that bullying has never existed before this time in 2020. It did exist. It has always been bad. It has always existed. But as our time on the internet has spiked so much, because literally we're all at home right now, like, people are so mean. And it is not okay to bully someone on social media. It is not okay to harass people on social media. And I think it's our responsibility as a whole to stand up for accounts that we see are being bullied. Or every single social media platform has community guidelines, and every single social platform has a report button. If you see any account on any platform being rude, bullying, and now there's a difference between being rude and bullying and offering constructive feedback that might disagree with the poster's point of view. Okay, let's be clear. If it's constructive feedback that is truly constructive, politely worded, that might just disagree with that person's point of view, freedom of speech. Everyone has a right to say what they want to say as long as it's polite and kind and constructive. If it's none of those things, and you see someone literally harassing or bullying someone on the internet, it is our responsibility to report that comment and report that account for breaking community guidelines. We need, now more than ever, a safe place for every single person that is breathing on this earth to come and share their thoughts and feelings. That is why we are on social media. It is our responsibility to do everything in our power to make social media a safe place. If you see something happening online and you're like, ooh, that's messed up, report the account, report the comment, reach out to the creator, because maybe they haven't seen it. Just be like, hey man, I just wanted to let you know I blocked and reported this comment and account, and I think you should too, you know? Like, it's our responsibility to make safe places for all people. You wouldn't want your mom or your sister or your best friend to get on social media and have people come hate on them, say horrible things to them, bully them on social media or in person. If a comment is being written and you couldn't say it to that person in person, to their face, the comment probably shouldn't exist. I truly think that social media is a really, 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 really great thing. Do not get me wrong, but I think that there are some things that we need to put our own responsibility on to help make sure that social media is a safe place for everyone. You want social media to be a safe, fun place for you to make connections with everyone, find new brands, find new accounts, share your life. So if you see the ugly parts and the bad parts of social media starting to come up, it is our responsibility to do our part to keep the safe place for everyone. That's my little chat. I hope this makes sense. I hope this resonates with you somehow. If you have other thoughts on social media on how it's good, bad, or really, really ugly, drop it in the comments. We're on Instagram at Let's Chat Podcast. So that's at Let's, LETS, .chat, CHAT. Podcast, podcast on Instagram, and chat with us there. I'd love to see you. Come connect with us. I'll also upload some behind the scenes footage to IGTV as well. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should definitely come follow me on Instagram at Brooke If you're listening in real time, it's Saturday. I hope you all have a beautiful Saturday. I just really hope you all feel empowered to help keep and create safe places online. And I think here in 2020, we all can step up to the plate to help do our part to make sure that social media is a safe place for everyone. Bye, guys.